Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm sure you all must be doing super good. Would surely be enjoying the spring season. Okay, yes, there's one announcement. I'm sure you would have read it on the wall that the deadline for your assignments is like now 15th April and the cutoff date is 17th April. So yes, do your assignments quickly. Still you have so much of time left. But yes, make your assignments your priority and do it quickly. Do them quickly and just submit them to have a good free life. Okay, let's continue with the lecture that we have to that I have to present today in front of you. And yes, it's do listen to it very carefully because it's something new. It's reading, skimming, and scanning. It's the lecture number 7 today. Okay. Skimming is a fast reading technique that helps us to quickly identify the main ideas of a text. People often skim when they have lots of material to read in a limited time. When you read the newspaper, you are probably not reading it word by word. You are actually skimming, and if you like something to read, then you read it in detail. And that's very much right. That's actually what we practice in our daily life. In simple and easy words, skimming is something that is like reading a text quickly to get the general idea of whatever you're reading instead of reading the whole of a thing. Skimming is reading main ideas to get the impression of the text. बहुत दफ़ा ऐसे होता है कि हम पेपर पढ़ रहे होते हैं और हम जल्दी जल्दी we just go through it and we read things that we really find catchy and yes bold, um, that we that really attract us to read. So yes, skimming is basically to read the whole thing quickly. Skimming is used to obtain the gist or the overall sense of a piece of text. For example, we skim to get the gist of a page of a textbook to decide whether it is useful and should therefore be read more slowly and in more detail. Yes, that's how it happens. Skimming जो होती है वो basically होती है कि आपको बस पता चल जाए that what is given in the text. किस चीज़ के बारे में बात हो रही है इस पूरी जो चीज़ रीडिंग। तो टेक्स्ट बुक हो और जो कोई पेपर हो, कोई स्टोरी हो, कोई नॉवल हो, and then after scanning you just decide that if you have to read the whole story, the whole thing, the whole book, or no, you don't need to do it. In the forthcoming exercises, we will see that skimming involves running our eye over a passage to find out roughly what the passage is about to get the general gist of the passage. And yes, that's actually what it is. कि हम just we go through जल्दी से नज़र घुमा लेना या नज़र से गुजार लेना to get the rough idea कि किस चीज़ के बारे में बात हो रही है या स्टोरी किस बारे में है, नॉवल किस बारे में है, या अगर कोई न्यूज़ है तो वो किस चीज़ के बारे में है। बहुत दफ़ा ऐसे भी होता है ना कि हम कोई ड्रामा या कोई शो फॉलो कर रहे होते हैं और बीच में बहुत सारी एपिसोड्स मिस हो जाते हैं, and then suddenly one day we decide to watch its episode without watching the previous ones. And yes, when we watch that episode, we actually get the idea कि पिछले episode में क्या हुआ होगा. Skimming is very much like that. कि आप बस जल्दी से देख लेते हो and you get the idea कि इस text में किस चीज़ के बारे में बात हो रही है. Skimming is a reading technique that can help you to read more quickly to obtain the gist of a text, to quickly identify the main ideas in the text. मतलब ये कि quick reading टेक्निक है स्किमिंग. आप को जल्दी से पढ़कर आपको आइडिया हो जाता है quickly you get the idea that what is it all about. Decide if the text is interesting and whether you should read it in more detail. It helps you to decide if the text is interesting, if you uh, क्या आपको ये पढ़ना चाहिए, क्या ये पढ़कर आप you getting if you would be able to get some moral, या इसको पढ़ के कोई आपको फायदा होगा, you get to learn new things. It helps you to decide that. There are many strategies that can be used when skimming. There are different ways, there are different strategies that you can really, use or follow to do the skimming. Uh, the number one that you can see on the screen is read the first and last paragraphs. पहला पैराग्राफ पढ़ लो या आखिरी पैराग्राफ पढ़ लो, कुछ ना कुछ आइडिया हो जाता है आपको किस किस चीज़ के बारे में बात हो रही है. Read the headings, subheadings, titles, subtitles and illustrations. Yes, इससे भी बहुत फ़ायदा होता है. आप हेडिंग्स पढ़ लो, आप इलस्ट्रेशंस पढ़ लो, आप टाइटल्स पढ़ लो, आपको फ़ौरन से पता चल जाएगा कि इस पूरे टेक्स्ट में किस चीज़ के बारे में बात हो रही है. Read the dates, names and places. That would help also. Look at the illustrations. There are so many other ways. अगर मैं बहुत सिंपली आपको इसको स्ट्रैटेजीज को बताऊं या वेज बताऊं, तो दे वुड बी लाइक सिर्फ टाइटल पढ़ लो आप, आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि आप किस चीज़ के बारे में बात करना चाह रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू राइटिंग अ पैराग्राफ अबाउट मॉर्निंग वॉक, तो आपको जब पैराग्राफ का टॉपिक मिलता है तो आपको पता चल जाता है कि आपको किस चीज़ के बारे में लिखना है. आपको मॉर्निंग वॉक के बारे में लिखना है, तो अगर मॉर्निंग वॉक के बारे में लिखना है तो आपको क्या लिखना है, you'll get the idea there and then. Then read the introduction, the first paragraph, read the first sentence of every paragraph. That would also help. फिर वही बात, read the headings or the subheadings. Notice the pictures or the charts and the graphs that are given in the story or the text or whatever you're reading. Bold words, quotations, phrases. Read the summary or the last paragraph of the text. That would really, really help you. So yes, skimming is a good thing. It helps you to avoid wasting time. मतलब you have 3-4 good novels and you have to choose one best. तो आप कैसे कर सकते हो? Just do the skim reading. You just go quickly read through it, and you'll find out if it's like it would be helpful for you to read the novel, or if you would go with the other one. So yes, skimming is really helpful. Try out. Now the next thing that we are going to study today is scanning. Scanning is very much like skimming. Skimming is like reading a text to quickly get the idea or the meaning of the text that you're reading. And scanning is reading a text quickly in order to find specific information, figures or names. It can be contrasted with skimming, which is reading quickly to get a general idea of meaning. So we all need to learn different ways to understand that choosing how to read is an important step in building reading skills. अगर हमें यही नहीं पता होगा कि हमें क्या चीज़ पढ़नी चाहिए या कैसे पढ़नी चाहिए, तो आई थिंक वी वुडंट बी अ गुड रीडर. सो यस, अच्छी अपनी रीडिंग स्किल्स को आपको अच्छा बनाने के लिए, आपकी रीडिंग स्किल्स को आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए need to know different techniques for it. And scanning and skimming and scanning, they're one of them, two of them. Scanning is a technique you often use when looking up a word in a dictionary. In most cases, you know what you're looking for, so you're concentrating on finding a particular answer. Scanning involves moving your eyes quickly down the page, seeking specific words and phrases which you actually need. When scanning, look for words that are bold, faced, italics, or in a different font size, style, or color. Yes, so scanning is very much like skimming. Scanning basically हम इस टेक्निक को तब यूज़ कर रहे होते हैं जब हम डिक्शनरी में कोई वर्ड ढूंढ रहे होते हैं किसी वर्ड का मीनिंग ढूंढ रहे होते हैं, और बहुत सारे केसेस में हमें पता होता है that where do we have to look for it to get the particular answer. So scanning also involves moving your eyes quickly down the page, and you I'm sure you all must agree with it. आप सबने डिक्शनरी बहुत टाइम बहुत दफ़ा यूज़ किया होगा in your schooling or the university or the college life. Again, when scanning, look for words that are bold-faced, italics, or in a different font size, style और color. ठीक है, जब आप स्कैनिंग कर रहे हो तो आप उन वर्ड्स को देखो जो बोल्ड फेस है या फिर इटैलिक है या डिफरेंट फॉन्ट साइज में है या स्टाइल में है और कलर में है. That would help. Scanning means looking for a specific piece of information in a text. Both these techniques, skimming and scanning, are fast reading skills which can be used on their own or in combination with each other, and they help you in जो मतलब both are the techniques that are very much like each other, और वो combination में भी use हो सकती हैं and on their own भी इस्तेमाल की जा सकती हैं while reading something. Gaining an overview of the material, अगर आपने you need to have an overview of something. What will you do? You just do the skimming, and you get the overview. Separate relevant from irrelevant material. ठीक है, आपको relevant और irrelevant material को अलग अलग करना है. तो yes, skimming and scanning both will help, right? अगर कोई बहुत you if you're doing skimming or you're doing scanning, आपको पता चल जाता है that what is it about and what is relevant to it and what is irrelevant to it. So yes, both the techniques will be helpful. Locate specific information, scanning, and yes, identify the central theme or idea, skimming. And I'm sure अभी तक आप सबको समझ में आ गया होगा कि scanning या skimming कहाँ पर use हो रहे हैं. Now we'll move ahead with writing. Letters giving advice. A letter of advice can have a powerful effect. An advice written in a letter form becomes a valuable piece because the written word has a motivational power than casual comments or even serious verbal suggestions. And that's very right. अगर कोई आपको कोई letter of advice लिख रहा है, believe in me, जैसे ही आप पढ़ोगे, you'll feel like doing that very thing. आपका दिल चाहेगा कि यस, जो चीज़ आपको एडवाइस की जा रही है, जो काम आपको करने को कहा जा रहा है, आप वो काम करो. बिकॉज कोई चीज़ अगर रिटन में आपके पास आ रही है और व्हेन यू रीड इट, दैट वुड हैव अ पावरफुल इम्पैक्ट. समटाइम्स हम कॉन्वर्सेशन में बहुत सारी बातें एक दूसरे को बोल रहे होते हैं और वो कुछ इस टाइप का सिनेरियो हो रहा होता है कि एक कान से बंदा सुनकर दूसरे कान से निकाल रहा होता है, या आपका सुनने का दिल नहीं जा रहा होता और फिर भी आप सुन रहे होते हो, तो वो उस तरह से असर नहीं कर रही होती चीज़ें. हाँ, अगर आपके पास कुछ रिटन में है और आप वो सुनो, तो दैट वुड बी लाइक रियली would have impact on you. Letters of advice can build goodwill and trust. They can be very useful to motivate the reader to achieve a goal, give up a harmful habit, try something new, strive for new greater accomplishments or success, and so forth. That's very right. अगर आप if you're reading a letter of advice, believe in me, you will build a new level of trust. They can be very useful. They motivate the reader to achieve the goals. अगर आप कुछ काम करना चाह रहे हो and आप वो decide नहीं कर पा रहे कि आप वो करो या ना करो, या आप किस तरीके से करो, और आपको अगर उस बारे में कोई आपको एडवाइस करता है और आपको वो ठीक लगती है, तो believe in me, start doing it with a new with new energy in it. इसका आप बहुत दफ़ा आप कोई अगर आप में ख़राब आदत है, आप वो छोड़ देते हो, आप नया ट्राई करते हो, आपके नए गोल्स, नए टारगेट्स होते हैं, आप नई चीज़ों चीज़ें हासिल करने के लिए स्टार्ट वर्किंग हार्ड टू गेट सक्सेस, और बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें. So yes, letters of advice will always have the impact that has to have when you know read something from somebody, read a piece of advice. While writing letters of advice, use professional words, phrases, and sentences. I'm sorry. Wording is everything. Tactful, warm, and genuinely written letters of advice help build strong relationships, and that's very right. जब आप कुछ लिख रहे हो तो आप कोशिश करो कि आप जो वोकेबलरी यूज़ कर रहे हो उसका बहुत एक अच्छा और ख़ास इम्पैक्ट हो, उससे बहुत फ़ायदा हो दूसरे बंदे का. आप जो कहना चाह रहे हो वो बात उसकी समझ में आ भी जाए, ना कि बस आर यू डूइंग द फॉर्मेलिटी. तो कोशिश करें कि आप बहुत अच्छे, नाइस, काइंड, वार्म और जेन्युइनली रिटन genuine words का इस्तेमाल करें while writing a piece of advice. Tips for writing advice letters. Respond quickly to the request for advice. Give yourself time to think your answer through carefully, but let the person know that you care about him, her, and the situation by sending your reply within a few days of receiving the request. अच्छा, अब कोई आपको रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है फॉर द एडवाइस, यस, रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट पर्सन क्विकली. उसको गिव योरसेल्फ टाइम, उसको बोलो यस, ओके, आई एम ऑलवेज देयर, आई जस्ट नीड सम टाइम टू थिंक ओवर इट, कि मैं सोच लूँ इस बारे में कि मैं ऐसा मतलब क्या होना चाहिए आपके लिए, या आप ऐसा क्या करो, कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ जिसको लेकर वो आपसे एडवाइस मांग रहा है. So yes, I need some time and I will be there for you. And then, उसको अच्छे अल्फाज में अपना रिप्लाई लिखो, और ऐसा लिखो कि वो पढ़कर वो मुतमईन हो और वो कुछ अच्छा कर सके. No matter how you may feel personally about the subject you're asked to give advice on, or the person who asked for it, keep the tone respectful. आपको चाहे आप उस बारे में एडवाइस देना चाहो या ना देना चाहो, आपको अच्छा लगे या बुरा लगे, बी जेन्युइन, बी नाइस, बी ऑनेस्ट, एंड बी रिस्पेक्टफुल. कीप योर टोन गुड, नाइस. In all cases, the tone of this letter should be helpful, and it should it should help the other person. It should help him in getting or finding new ways of doing different things, or doing the thing that about which he's asking you to give advice to him or her. Be careful of appearing judgmental. Avoid direct or implied criticism. Avoid comments or expressions of personal opinion. अच्छा, आपने जजमेंटल कभी भी नहीं होना अपनी एडवाइस में. बहुत दफ़ा ऐसे होता है कि लाइक छोटी सी एग्जांपल ले लें कि दो फ्रेंड्स ही आपस में लड़ लेते हैं, तो कोई तीसरे बंदे से कोई एडवाइस मांगने आ जाता है दोनों में से, तो बहुत दफ़ा जजमेंटल हो जाता है. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. आप किसी को डायरेक्टली क्रिटिसाइज ना करो. आप ऐसा कोई एक्सप्रेशन ना दो जिसमें आपका अपना पर्सनल ओपिनियन नज़र आए. आपका जो भी ओपिनियन हो, आपको ऑनेस्टली जो ओपिनियन होना चाहिए वो ही देना है. ठीक है, आपको ये नहीं सोचना कि मैं तो उसका दोस्त हूँ तो मैं इसको एडवाइस कैसे दूँ, मैं तो उसकी सहेली हूँ, मुझे तो उसके बारे में सोच कर फिर एडवाइस करना है. that's not good thing. जैसे the other day I was yesterday in the morning I was compiling the result. So suddenly a teacher चीखना शुरू हो गया, the other teacher. I was like, why are you yelling at her? And she was like, इसको देखना चाहिए था ना कि नंबर्स ऐसे राउंड ऑफ हो या ऐसे राउंड ऑफ हो. I was like, आप खुद देखो because it's your class. या अगर आपको बुरा लग भी रहा है तो आप उस बंदे से या उस टीचर से आराम से बात करो जिससे आप बात करो, वो भी टीचर ही है, तो मुझे पता था कि उस दूसरे बंदे की गलती है और वो ठीक भी चीख रही है, लेकिन चीखना नहीं चाहिए बिकॉज मुझे लगता है कि आप जहाँ पे काम कर रहे हो यू ऑल इक्वल, यू शुड रिस्पेक्ट ईच अदर. तो वो फिर एंड देन शी रियलाइज दैट यस she did something wrong, and then she said sorry to her, and things went cool after them. So yes, you all try to do same things as far as the advice or the letters of advice are concerned. If you cannot give advice, express your regret. Suggest that someone else would be in a better position to do so. फिर in the end, अगर आपको ये लगता है कि आप एडवाइस करने के काबिल नहीं हो या आप ऑनेस्टली एडवाइस नहीं कर सकोगे, तो आप दूसरे बंदे को यू एक्सप्रेस द रिग्रेट, आप उसको बोलोगे आई एम सॉरी, I can't do it, but yes, there is one person who can advise you better than me. And if the topic is a sensitive one, consider your approach carefully. And yes, if the topic is sensitive, be careful about whatever you would say to the other person. आपने बहुत केयरफुल अप्रोच के साथ जो है अपना एडवाइस करना है. अवॉइड स्ट्रॉन्ग लैंग्वेज दैट माइट डिस्करेज योर रीडर. बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग या रूड लैंग्वेज या हार्श लैंग्वेज नहीं इस्तेमाल करनी. अपने नाइस सिंपल डिसेंट वर्ड्स को इस्तेमाल करते हुए अपना लेटर ऑफ एडवाइस लिखना है. गिव एडवाइस ओनली ऑन द सब्जेक्ट you have been asked about. Keep your advice simple and to the point. Yes, जब आप एडवाइस कर रहे हो तो आप उसी चीज़ के बारे में बात करो जिसके बारे में आपसे एडवाइस मांगी जा रही है. अपनी वर्ड्स को बहुत सिंपल रखो और टू दी पॉइंट रखो. If someone takes your advice, maintain a tone of appreciation without any hint or feeling of superiority. Yes, अगर कोई आपसे एडवाइस मांगता है तो खुद को कुछ भी समझने की बिल्कुल भी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. अपने टोन को बहुत अच्छा टोन ऑफ एप्रिसिएशन रखो. दूसरे बंदे को कोई भी ऐसी फीलिंग ना दो कि यस यू फीलिंग प्राउड फॉर योरसेल्फ, यू फीलिंग सुपीरियर, कि वो बंदा आपके पास चल कर आया और आपसे एडवाइस मांग रहा है. ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं होना चाहिए. If you are the one seeking advice, look to people you know you can rely on. और अगर आपको एडवाइस चाहिए तो yes, go to the people जिनको आप ट्रस्ट करते हो, जिनको पे आप रिलाई कर सकते हो, बिकॉज वही हैं जो आपको अच्छा एडवाइस कर सकेंगे. They should be worthy of your trust and be willing to keep your request confidential. और वो इस काबिल हों कि वो आपका ट्रस्ट तोड़े ना, आपके ट्रस्ट को पूरा रखें और आप की चीज़, आपकी बात को कॉन्फिडेंशियल रखें, मतलब आपके और उसके बीच में रखें. When someone responds to your request for advice, it is always a good idea to write a thank you letter or letter of appreciation. हाँ, आप अगर किसी से एडवाइस मांग रहे हो और वो आपको अच्छी एडवाइस देता है, there is no harm in writing a thank you letter or letter of appreciation to that person. And there are millions of other ways of thanking that very person. You can have any one of them. Then comes listening, giving advice. There are a number of ways of giving advice in English. Here are some of the most common. You should get some rest. You must have a decent meal first. You ought to have one right now. I think you should start taking medicines. You have to relax. So yes, these are the simple sentences of advice that we use in our daily life. कि अगर कोई बहुत थका हुआ है तो उसको हम कहेंगे बस सो जाओ, या कुछ और harshly बोलें. Instead we can say you should get some rest. You really deserve it. You must have a decent meal first. अगर कोई थका हुआ आपके घर आया है और वो बैठ गया है या लेट गया है या कुछ इस तरह का, तो आप उसको बोलो you should have a decent meal first. You ought to have one right now. I think you should start taking medicine. If somebody is sick or ill and he or she is not taking medicines, तो उसके साथ गुस्सा ना करो, उससे रूड ना हो. उसको बोलो कि I think you should start taking some medicines. And then this is the best sentence. You have to relax. अगर आप बहुत somebody is on his or her nerves, you can use the sentence very easily that you really need to relax or you have to relax. Okay, when we give advice, we use words like should, must, and ought to. We sometimes also use the word really and strongly to give emphasis. For example, I really think you should get some rest. You really should have a decent meal. I strongly think we should start taking medicines. Yeah, this in this way. I hope you would have understood the the impact of using different words while advising someone. Now, today also we're going to start Unit 5. It's about expressing certainty and uncertainty, expressing obligation. We can express certainty in different ways. It is definitely going to rain. We are saying this with utmost surety and without doubt. But if we say it might rain, we are mixing both certainty and uncertainty or doubt. It might rain, शायद बारिश हो जाए, हम कह भी रहे हैं कि बारिश हो सकती है और शायद ना भी हो, we keep putting a doubt in it. Let us review the different degrees of certainty. Read this table carefully and notice how we can express certainty with different shades. It's definitely going to rain. Look, it's going to rain. It will surely rain this afternoon. I think it will rain. I don't think it'll rain. It will probably might rain. It probably won't might rain. It definitely won't rain. There are different ways to express certainty with different shades. Let us review the different degrees of certainty. Read this table carefully and notice how we can express certainty with different shades. Degree of certainty is in the first degrees of certainty is in the first column, and the second column is full of words that show us the degree of certainty. For example, complete degree of certainty के इन वर्ड से बातें होती है, ये पता चलती है वो words like certainly, definitely, clearly, undoubtedly. अगर ऐसे words आपके sentences में इस्तेमाल हो रहे हो तो it's a complete certainty, right? Strong certainty के words से show होती है probably, presumably. इन ये words इस्तेमाल हो रहे हो तो strong certainty level होता है. Then less strong certainty किन words से किन words से वाज़ेह हो रही होती है. Words like likely, unlikely, possibly, not perhaps, possibly not, perhaps not. So yes, these are the words that show less strong degree of certainty. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, this is the exercise. Read the sentences below and then decide what degree of certainty is expressed. Consult the above chart, the chart that you just have read. It will probably never be known when he began writing poetry. This is a strong certainty because the word probably is used. Now, the second one is the answer almost certainly lay in your written statement. It's a complete certainty. He has presumably written this book when he was in jail as a prisoner of war. This is a strong certainty. This is perhaps a need to re-elect the members of the board. This is the less strong certainty. It is possible that my grandfather will come to stay with us. Again, less strong certainty. She is definitely going abroad to study. Complete certainty. They certainly don't need to migrate to America. This is also showing a complete certainty. Now let's try and understand what we mean by the term obligation and how we can express obligation. Obligation. It's a noun which means the act of binding oneself by a social, legal or moral tie. जब आपको आपका social, legal और moral tie किसी चीज़ के साथ बांधे रहने को मजबूर करे. A social, legal, or moral requirement, such as a duty, contract, or promise that compels one to follow or avoid a particular course of action. ठीक है? uh, a course of action imposed by society, law or conscience by which one is bound or restricted. जब आप किसी काम को करने के लिए किसी चीज़ के अंदर बाउंड हो जाओ या रिस्ट्रिक्ट हो जाओ, an act or course of action that is demanded of one as by position, custom, law or religion. Some similar words that mean the same as the word obligation are commitment, duty, need, responsibility, liability. So these are the meanings of the word obligation. I hope you would have understood. Let us repeat some of the expressions that express obligation. Good citizenship means fulfilling the duties or obligations that are imposed by law of the land. Good citizens mean must abide by, live, and act according to the laws and customs of the country. As good citizens, we must recognize our moral obligations, duties, or responsibilities. We need to display a certain level of sincerity and integrity in whatever we do in order to live in harmony with other people in a society. Sense of duty means understanding your responsibilities as a person and as an individual in a society. The individual sense of duty converts into a collective sense of duty, and in this way, we are performing our duty and responsibility in creating a peaceful and safe world. As people, we should nurture honesty, integrity, etc., because these qualities make us a good citizen in real sense, and that's so right. If we would be positive, our world, our society would be positive. So all you have to do, you have to be like really, really responsible about everything. Now look at the sign. The first sign says it means do not park here, or this is not a parking area, or parking is not allowed here. And this is clear to all of us, but still we park at wrong places. It means please, and the second sign says please do not smoke here, or this is a no smoking area. And still I saw a million times people doing smoking in this no smoking area, and that's so bad, so bad. So that's all about today's lecture. I'm sure you all would have understood what I tried to make you learn in today's lecture. All the different ways of showing, expressing certainty, and yes, obligation, uncertainty, and then you learned different ways of advising someone if someone have requested you to do so, and then there you read about the skimming and scanning and what is the impact of the letter of advice. So yes, when you reading, do follow the scanning and the skimming techniques, and when you are writing, do follow what you have read in today's lecture. You can be good, be nice, be good at your words, keep things confidential, build a trust worthy relationship, be nice with everyone around you, you know, be honest, be honest. And yes, then there you learn different ways of showing certainty. Then you learn the meaning of obligation. There's so many meanings to this single word. There's so many synonyms to it, the similar words to it, words like commitment, with words like commitment, duty, need, responsibility, liability. And then you read a lot of expression that express obligation. And yes, as people, we should nurture honesty, integrity, because these qualities make us a good citizen in real sense. I'm sure you all would have understood today's lecture, and you would have found it really, really helpful. Take care. We'll meet soon. And yes, as far as your assignments are concerned, I really want to tell you that yes, be honest with your assignments also. Do them on time. Be very good while attempting the questions. I was going through 2 3 assignments that I received. उसके अंदर मैंने सेंटेंसेस का स्ट्रक्चर देखा। मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी नहीं हुई। मैंने आपने फिर वो लेटर लिखा हुआ था अपने फादर के नाम था आई गेस। वो पढ़ के भी मुझे कोई बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी नहीं हुई, या पता नहीं अपने फादर का रूटीन लिखना था शायद। मतलब if you are taking the classes of BBA, please try to come up at that level. Um, मैं ये नहीं कहती कि आप सब बहुत बेस्ट हो या आप सबको हर चीज़ आती है। अगर आपको हर चीज़ आती होगी तो शायद आप अभी सीख ना रहे होते। तो यस, अगर आपको कोई सिखा रहा है तो आप कोशिश करेंगे आप सीखें और आप चीज़ों को वैसे अडॉप्ट करें और अच्छे तरीके से करने की कोशिश करें। यू वेरी गुड विथ एवरीथिंग दैट यू डू, यू वेरी गुड विथ योर I found you very good, while the classes. आप बहुत अच्छा बिहेव करते हैं, many of you. बस फर्स्ट क्लास में मुझे थोड़ा I faced few things. लेकिन yes, I was okay with that because still at the end of the day you all are students and we are teachers and we have to really have to bear all this. But yes, मुझे लगता है कि there are uh, good ways and we all should follow good things to be good at everything. मुझे पता है nobody is perfect, but try to be perfect. आपको लेक्चर आज का समझ में आ गया होगा. I don't really think that I need to go through the whole thing again. Skimming and scanning का बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आपको पता चल गया होगा. Skimming and scanning are two different techniques relevant to each other. They are very much like each other, and you can use these two techniques while reading. They will help you with your reading, and they will help you to become a good reader, and they really help you polish your reading skills. And then come the writing advice thing. And yes, मुझे लगता है कि अगर आपसे कोई advice मांग रहा है तो you need to be very responsible, you need to be very good, and you need to be very honest. बजाय इसके कि वही वाली बात, you start thinking of yourself, yes, I'm somebody who's like very superior, और मेरे पास लोग आ रहे हैं एडवाइस लेने के लिए. अगर आप ये सोच लोगे तो believe me, you won't be able to give good advice. Then come listening and giving advice. Then we get to listen to different sentences in our daily routine. जो हमें कभी कोई बोल रहा होता है, कोई बोल रहा होता है. Different scenarios, sentences like, you should get some rest. You must have a decent meal. You ought to have one right now. You should start taking medicines. You have to relax. Take care of yourself. Don't put yourself in so many things. Be nice to yourself. इस तरह की बहुत सारी sentences जो बहुत सुनने में कहने में बहुत छोटे छोटे हैं, लेकिन इनका बहुत अच्छा impact होता है. So try to say good things to other people. And then yes, expressing certainty and uncertainty, expressing obligation. These all are different ways. In it, you also you read different examples जिसमें से आपको certainty और uncertainty के बारे में पता चला. But then you read different words that are really, if they are there in the sentence, you'll get the idea if it's the complete certainty or the strong certainty or the less strong certainty. And then yes, the meanings of the word obligation, and the other words that are very much like the word obligation, जिसमें एक word duty भी है. And yes, the last thing that you read in the second last slide, that yes, in this slide, we should nurture honesty. We should be very good. We should really help people spreading positivity in the society. Because at the end of the day, मुल्क हम सबका है, किसी एक की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है. और अगर हम कुछ पढ़ रहे हैं या हम कुछ सीख रहे हैं तो हमें चाहिए कि हम अपनी डेली लाइफ में उसको हम अप्लाई करें और अपने लिए अपने लिए और लोगों के लिए जो हमारे इर्द गिर्द हैं चीज़ों को आसान बनाएं. अपना बहुत ख्याल रखिएगा. We'll meet in the next lecture. Till then, take care. And yes, do come up with the questions that you will feel like asking in the lecture. Take care. Allah Hafiz.